Does anybody on this planet have a sense of urgency anymore when it comes to business? I don't think so. So that's what we're going to talk about today on Port City Living, Escrows, and Egos. So please stay with us. Hey everybody, it's Billy here, and today on Port City Living, Escrows, and Egos, we're going to talk about urgency, which nobody seems to have, right, Brad?
They do not.
Nobody seems to care about getting their paperwork back to us or getting things signed or take. They just it's quite mind blowing how people just take things so leisurely, and
it's a big transaction.
it's a huge. It's probably one of the biggest transactions that most people, when it comes to buying, will ever do.
Because here, think about it. We're not just doing our job. Like, we have to get licensed to do our job.
Yeah.
And complete continuing education every year to continue to do our job. So we kind of know what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, we really do. And it's kind of a shame because we're in this the society, and I think we've been here for a long time, where we have obviously so much information being thrown at us on social media, and everybody these days is an expert. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows what we're supposed to be doing in our jobs, and when they are something else, and it's quite annoying when people don't listen to us, especially when it comes to the times of the essence thing. I mean, we have standards in real estate to where we have to get certain things signed and delivered within a certain number of days, and if we don't, we're out of compliance. Right. And that is where we can get in really big trouble. And I don't think people care. They really don't care. And I think what I think the issue is for a lot of people is they're so wrapped up in their world on a day-to-day basis that they think we're just going to do it all for them, and that's it. We can't do it all for them. And it's just like, I've had situations where people say, I'm gonna make an offer, and I'm gonna call the lender, and I'm gonna get approved.
Submit my application.
I'm gonna submit my application, and I'm like, and they don't, and then they don't, and then you follow up, and like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then they don't, and then they don't, and or people that are buying, and it's like in real estate, in North Carolina we have due diligence and earnest money, and per the contract, FYI. When the offer is accepted, we're supposed to hand over that money immediately. Mm-hmm. But clearly that doesn't always work because people don't live in the same town. People maybe only write checks. Some people
or don't have checks,
which is I'm one of them that doesn't have checks. We're now able to do Venmo and Zelle, which is really cool, but some people don't do that. They don't trust that, So, and I'll be honest with you. Sometimes it's not even the clients that have no sense of urgency. A lot of times it's the other side. The agent doesn't have any sense of urgency.
This is true too.
I have had situations where agents have not gotten me signature pages in a timely manner. I have had agents not change their listing to pending. Mm-hmm. It would be days and days and days, which we have laws on that, and we have fines that get put upon us for not doing things like that. I'll never forget one time. It was when I first got in the business, and I'd gotten a listing, because when I first started, I wanted to be more of a buyer agent. For some reason, listings just intimidated the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And so I had got my first listing, and it closed, and then I completely forgot to put it to closed, and I got a ding. The local.
You told me this the other day.
The local. Chapter here, whatever it's called. What's our
board?
Local MLS? Sent me an email and my broker in charge and said, "You're being fined $50." Well, I called them and said, "Oh my God, I completely forgot. I'm newer and I didn't know that I was supposed to do this." And so they let me slide the first time. Well, I did it again. They didn't let me slide that time. I had to pay my $50 fine. But and I know you see it in your line of business too. And it's just like, when you tell people that you need things done in order to move to the next step.
Yeah.
So what is it about it that you think people just don't care, or they just don't understand, or are we not explaining it? People out there, if you're hearing this, are we not explaining it right to you? Are we not making it clear to you that this is a business transaction?
Yeah.
And we've got to get things done on a timely basis. And the other thing which really drives me insane, is when people.
Watch out, that vein's starting to
I
pop.
know. I'm like when people. When you know, you have certain clients that like to text, you have certain clients that like to call, and some of them do a combination of both. But when you call them and leave them a message, or you text them and they text back, and then you text them something the next, right after that's extremely important they've got to know, and they basically throw their phone out on the interstate and let cars run over it, and it's
Feels
just
like
like
it.
they just completely get away from their phone. I'm like, and this is what I struggle with, and this is something I've been trying to implement in my business. It's like, while you are employed with me, or while we are employed together and we're doing a transaction, whether it's buying or selling, I need you to have your phone taped to your hand.
Correct.
And guess what, people? We're in a society where people already do this. This is not unusual. We're going to start breeding people who are humped over looking at their phones. I really believe that we're going to get to a point where our phones are going to grow into our hands. And so there is no excuse on this planet. Can you tell I'm on a soapbox situation here?
And I'm just over here rolling.
There's no excuse in the
Rolling.
world why you shouldn't text back or follow up. And so I've tried to make it very clear that you need to be on it while we're doing this. Don't disappear on me. Don't flake out on me. I need you to follow up, and I need you to do your job, because
Correct.
you have a job in this just like I do.
Just like everybody else, though, it's like you've got a job, you've got a job, you've got a job. There's what,
And that-
6, 7 people involved
Yeah,
here?
and that I mean, yes, it goes for the lender, it goes for the home inspector, it goes for the listing or the
attorney,
buyer, the other stuff,
all
the
of them.
attorney, everybody.
All of
And for the most part, everybody's pretty good. But every once in a while, you get that one client who
Yes.
just doesn't understand that they're supposed to get back to you in a certain amount of time, and
Right.
and they don't get it, and it just drives me batty.
Yeah. Yeah.
You-
And it affects the whole transaction.
Right, it slows everything down.
Yeah. I mean, I can speak from my side of things, just trying to get you've got somebody that's already applied for their loan, they've got their pre-approval, they've gone and made the offer, now you get the contract. You simply update the details of the application with the details from the contract, push them their package for signatures,
and then it sits there.
and they know it's there because you've called them, you've texted them, and you've emailed them multiple times throughout, we'll say, a week's time period, and then they finally respond with whatever's going on. And when they decide, even a few days after that, to log in and view, now they're timed out. We got to send new disclosures out. They're the same ones, but we just got to send copies out again so they can use the links to get, because everything is electronic.
And
these
we
days.
understand that people get busy in their lives. I mean, that's understandable. But while you're in the middle of a transaction like this, just be a little bit more mindful that this stuff is important. It needs to get
Yeah.
to the professionals in a timely basis. And you mentioned something the other day where when you're asking for documentation, do you remember we talked about this? Where when you ask for all of the bank statements from somebody.
Oh my gosh!
Let's
well,
talk about that
that's
for just
the
a minute.
Biggest thing. That is the biggest thing. So, and here's the logic, by the way. You have to provide your statements, your bank statements, and there is not a lender out there who's not saying, I need the 2 most recent months of your bank statements, and please include all pages. Well, guess what? You don't send me page 3 of 3 because it's got your disclaimers and your schedule of fees and whatever other things from your bank.
That might
on
not
there.
look important to you, and that might not look like something they would need to see because there's nothing important on it financial wise.
for the owner.
But
But when it says page 1 of 3, 2 of 3, and 3 of 3,
that's exactly what you mean.
and we don't have page 3, we know it's probably blank, but we're not going to bet our life on it and then send it to the investors with a missing page because they don't know that it's blank or
Right.
doesn't have anything on it.
Absolutely,
That's of
because all bank
importance.
statements are a little bit different,
Uh-huh.
and so when lenders reach out to you and say, "I need all pages," they mean all pages.
I tried to do that with you, but we're not that good yet.
Yeah. Are we clear, people? Do we understand what we're talking about? Is there any other thing that people on your side don't do on a timely basis that drives you batshit crazy?
I would say that the bank statements are probably the biggest thing that we constantly chase for that reason. Oh, well, the last page was blank, or the last page only, had this on it. Well,
Well, a good rule of thumb here is don't assume.
Yeah.
Don't assume when people ask you for stuff, then do it.
correct.
Because we want to get this stuff done. I mean, it takes long enough as it is, because to me it kind of baffles me that it takes 30 days to close, because I'm like, what are you lenders doing over there? Y'all just sitting back and having cocktails and twiddling your thumbs, and us real estate agents, we're hustling and we get things done, bam, bam. Because I'm one of those that when I get something under contract, that inspection is scheduled and done, and the paperwork's done, and the checks are delivered, and everything's done. And I'm sitting back and I'm thinking, what is Brad doing?
We'll talk
What
off.
in the hell is Brad?
We'll talk off recording.
No, I'm only kidding. You know that, but slowing the lender down, slowing the real estate agent down is not helping people.
Yeah,
it's
true,
not helping at all.
true.
You got to get your mess together, and you got to get it to us on a timely basis, and I don't know. Learn how to DocuSign. That's the other thing. Learn
Yeah.
how to DocuSign.
Yeah.
It's not that complicated, I know, and I will say for the most part, I don't have any problems. But every once in a while, I run into somebody who is not able to do that, and that does make it a little bit more complicated. God knows, can you imagine doing real estate 30, 40, 50 years ago? How
Yeah,
everything, we
those
had to
were-
tap things out on a stone.
Yeah, those were 30 and 60-day deals.
Yeah.
60 days for sure.
What's the quickest you've ever, because everybody's gotten you their information on a timely basis, what's the quickest you've ever closed on a purchase?
I don't know the quickest, but I am about to set a record.
Oh, really?
What is today? The 3rd?
Today's the 3rd
We just
of
got
October.
Yeah, we just got
2025.
We're as of yesterday the 2nd, and we're pushing one through to close on the 14th. 12
Wow.
days.
So, my question is, was it an easy situation? It must not have been a condo. It must not have been a townhouse. Is it something? What makes it better and more quicker to close? Did everybody do their job?
Well, it's one of those situations where they thought that they had a better deal, and they've gone through two lenders in total, and then came back to me even though I was the original. And so we're just trying to honor the original close date because they found out some things that the other lender just simply would not do. And we're going to get it done.
Sweet.
But it does help that we got really lucky that we don't need a full appraisal. And it does help that my buyers I was talking to them till after 9 o'clock last night, signing their application package, updating pay stubs, updating bank statements. When I turned on my laptop at 7:30 this morning, it was all right there.
So would you say, but besides clients not getting their paperwork signed or not getting their full documents to you on a timely basis, what would you say would be the next thing that holds the closing up and what makes it take so long? And would that be the appraisal?
Maybe the appraisal or the request to hold the appraisal till they get the inspection done. Some people want to get their inspection before they put the money in the appraisal, which blows my mind.
Because I'm one of those agents that as soon as we're under contract,
Yeah.
I contact that inspector immediately and get it on the books.
Yeah, and as soon
and
as I-
as quick as I can, and typically it's within a week.
And as soon as you sign paperwork, I'm ordering title and appraisal. But sometimes they're like, no, just wait till we get the inspection.
People say
back.
that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Wow.
it's not common, but it has happened.
Is that a agent teaching them or instructing them that, or is that just an individual situation
I did
where
have
that?
one agent who did it on multiple occasions. Just say we prefer to get the inspection first before we order the appraisal. But at least she would build that into her due diligence. So I never minded that.
Yeah, I always kind of thought that would be part of the.
I
part of that
think
anyway.
it should be like part of the expectation that we're running these two things succinctly.
Simultaneously.
you know?
So yeah, that's interesting. Well, I know for me on the real estate side is people who, you show them a house and then they're like, well, I want to think about it, and
Yeah.
let's see if they bring the price down, those kind of things.
Right.
And then the next thing you know, it's under contract and it's gone. They're like, well, dang it, I missed out on that.
Missed
I'm like,
it.
well,
we try to tell you.
trying to tell you, don't listen again. So
We don't know what we're doing.
we don't know what we're doing. I've only been, between me and you both, we've only been doing this for what, 40, 50
Let's
years,
don't
40
put a
years.
time on it.
We've been doing it a while. We know what we're talking about. Get us your stuff. Get it to us as soon as possible.
Get
Get on it.
everybody everything they ask for, even if you think it's too much. It's better to have
Don't assume.
more than enough. than
It's
not
always
enough.
better to have more than not. Yes, for sure. And when it comes to buying and selling, I mean, it's just be on top of it.
Correct.
Be by your phone. take the calls if you can when we're calling you, because this stuff is of the, well, how am I trying to say this? This stuff is is of the essence. I still can't say it right.
Time is of the essence.
Time is of the essence.
It's time sensitive.
It is very time sensitive. This is a
works.
time sensitive business.
Yeah,
And
sure.
you know, I'm a stickler for that kind of stuff. I really, really am. I know there's some agents that might be a little bit more lackadaisical about the way they do their business, and that's fine. But I'm very adamant about getting things done immediately so that we can sit back and relax, and we don't have to worry about, you know, once we get past the inspection and we know that that's good and that's all taken care of, and then once we get the appraisal back from you and we know we're good with that, then we can just sit back and just cruise.
The ideal loan file or purchase transaction would be to get all this stuff and hustle for a week or two and get to due diligence and your own cruise
Then you're on
control
cruise
because
control.
you've done everything you were supposed to
And that's the best
do.
feeling. And then sometimes, in some cases, when you say that maybe you can even close a little
sure.
sooner. You know, if
Absolutely.
everybody's on board
Yep.
and, you know, and sellers don't mind and buyers can do things, we can always, you know, hurry things up a little bit. So that's the flexibility about it. We, you know, I always try to put at least 30 or 35 days on my contracts just to give everybody enough time.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're moving one up here in a couple of weeks.
Nice.
And that you're doing for me. And so that's a good thing.
Yep.
Everybody did their part, and
That
so
helps.
when you're looking to purchase or sell, just listen to us, pay attention, get everything to everybody on a timely basis, get everything everybody asks for. Don't second guess. Don't do your own thing. Don't listen to your Aunt Mary's sister's boyfriends, husbands, whatever.
Yeah.
Just listen to what we have to say.
And
what
it
we're
doesn't mean you can't ask questions. If
No,
you wanna
ask
understand
them,
why,
but-
because
You know, I get that too. I get a lot of buyers and sellers will be, I'm so sorry to bother you. You're never bothering me. And I know you feel the same way. You can call me or text me at any time, and I'm always will be there to answer your call or whatever, unless I'm doing something that I can't answer your call.
I mean, we do
Leave that to your
we
imagination.
do have lives.
We do
outside
have
of
lives,
work,
but
so-
I personally have always been customer service oriented because that's what I've done all my life. A lot of it was retail, and you just learn to cater to people, and that's how I run my business, because I know that, you know, when you're in a situation when you're buying or selling, and things are up in the air, and you don't always know how things are going to land and how things are, and I want them to know that I'm there to answer questions, and if I don't know the answer, I'll go find the answer. And so I expect the same thing from my buyers and sellers. I expect that same level of customer service right back, and I expect it from agents, you know. And it's kind of a shame. We're in a society where a lot of agents, and we're going to get to this in another topic, but a lot of agents don't have that sense of urgency. And I'm not matched that way, and that really drives me bonkers, but we'll talk about that later. So anyway, that's what we have for you today. Urgency, time is of the essence when it comes to buying and selling, and if you have any questions about that, you know, you can reach out to me or Brad. Our information is somewhere. It's always somewhere. So thanks for tuning in. We greatly appreciate it. If you like what you heard, please consider subscribing and share this with your friends and family. And if you're thinking about buying or selling, we can help you. Join us next time. Thanks, everybody. Bye.